Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a simple tip for keeping cool this summer. Window blinds and curtains aren't just for privacy. They're also to keep your home cool. Keeping your windows covered during the day helps block radiant heat from the sun, so your air conditioner doesn't have to use as much energy. Open them only in the morning and evening for cool, fresh air in your home. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
Live from the Ingles studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat. I forgot to pull up the YouTubes here, so I need to be able to see the chat for today's program. You can always get involved with the program through the YouTubes. Hit us up on the social medias as well. Another summer day. Did everybody come back with all their digits from the Independence Day holiday?
It was close. I mean, there was a mortar that decided to get a little wonky that gave me a little angina. But
okay, what was this at the apartment complex?
No,
somewhere else.
We go out into the wilderness to shoot the fireworks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you wanted to expound on that, like what happened? What was the scenario? Paint the picture for us.
Well,
how did you almost die?
Well, it was the exact opposite of what I tried to do when I was a singleman. The mortar was supposed to be upright. It decided it wanted to be horizontal, and that didn't go awesome for anyone involved.
No. Did it go into the crowd, or did it just get near the crowd? Like, was it?
Might have bounced off the house. It might have bounced off the house and exploded at a level that it was not intended to explode at.
Well, glad nobody got really hurt.
Well, I've always thought it's funny. We tell children, "Hey, don't play with fireworks. Let's let the adults who have been drinking all day do it." That's
absolutely.
I also find it funny how often you go to light fireworks and nobody thought grill lighter. That's confounding to me.
Oh, you're trying to light them with one of those little Bic minis?
Yeah, like with just a little standard Bic lighter. That's a good way to send your fingerprints off. And it happens every year, no matter where you go.
Yes. We went out to Black Mountain. We enjoyed the fireworks out there. Had a little cookout over with Mark Starling, or at 570, or my morning partner on 570. That was a lot of fun, hanging out there, getting to meet his people.
Were there any government conspiracy theories spewed at that particular?
No. We it was very nice. It was I like doing. I like getting together with other people who are beaten down by the news cycle as much as I am. That way, nobody really wants to talk about it. Like, hey, let's just not.
So not me. That's basically what you're saying is not
me. Precisely. Jeremy gets 2 drinks in him, and he starts talking about conspiracy theories and the drones are birds, or the birds are drones, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I don't really.
Don't make me start ranting about the frogs again.
Really don't have the stomach for that outside of
3 hours a day, right? Cheer.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, hope everybody had a great holiday. Everybody finished the John Adams miniseries once again. That we've checked that off on the list. So
the what?
Every year at the Independence Day, I have to rewatch the HBO John Adams miniseries. Paul Giamatti plays John Adams. It's all about the birth of the country. It's like an 8-part miniseries all about his role in crafting our country. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've made it 37 years of my life without knowing that, and I think I could make it 37 more.
No, you should watch it. It's very good. It's very good. As a lover of our country, you might learn some things.
Of which I am, and I know everything I need to know. Undefeated in World Wars, and how did you enjoy work on Thursday, England?
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. We got a 5-day weekend out of that. What did England get? Nothing. Not a thing.
Bit of a whiffle, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Anything really catch your eye over the sporting weekend? Did you entertain anything else?
I watched exactly 0 seconds of the hot dog eating contest with no Joey Chestnut. I was wrong. Apparently, I do care, but only if he's in it. Mm-hmm. I saw the all-star rosters for Major League Baseball come out, and I immediately went, now is the time to unveil a game that I've had in my pocket for 2 years, which is All-Star or All-State. And we will be playing that later today, where I will give you a name, and you have to tell me if that's a Major League Baseball All-Star or the owner of an all-state agency in the state of North Carolina.
There's plenty of room for me to screw this one up as well, because there are, 32 first-time All-Stars this year in Major League Baseball?
I read through the
I've
whole
only
roster.
seen the headline. I did not look at the rosters. I will fully admit I'm keeping this rare, keeping this fresh for the game.
I read an article about the snubs and guys that got in that shouldn't have, and I, honest to God, felt like I was reading a Mad Lib. Oh, we're very angry that random shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds didn't make it. And we're really upset that he did make it, or didn't make it at the expense of random shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals. It dumbfounds me that, but at this point, I, somebody that does this for a living, I don't think I could name you 20 Major League Baseball players right now. I don't think the average fan could name you 5.
Yeah.
I at least get into like the Ellie Dela Cruz.
I was going to say that aren't on your team, probably.
Well, most of the average fans don't have a team, as referenced by the ratings.
The average fan has a team. They're just
they're like me. I'm a Mets fan. How many Mets players can I name? Pete Alonso, and I'm out.
Hey, and
Francisco Lindor.
Mm-hmm.
And I only know that one because that was money well spent.
Yes, indeed. Fresh news today out of the sports world. Dan Hurley said no to $20 million more from the NBA. He got a 6-year, $50 million contract today from UConn to stay on as their head coach. Of course, he is the one that notably turned down the Los Angeles Lakers offer for $70 million over 6 years. So now we at least have the dollar figure of how much he said no to avoid the headache of going to the NBA.
Yes. Bronny James is not worth $20 million extra dollars for me to have to deal with that. By the way, Bronny James, who scored 4 points in a summer league game, straight up, and I mean this to the deepest of my soul, I could score 4 points in a summer league game. I might do it on 2 of 70 shooting, but I could score 4 points in a summer league game.
You'd think you'd get lucky at least once.
He didn't.
Or more than once.
Yeah, Bronny didn't. And at no point. I watched more of that than I'm proud of. And at no point did I ever look at him and go, it felt like a stunt. It felt like when Master P played for the Hornets. Of just, you are so far and away from what is the other players on this floor that it is comical that they're allowing you to play. Oh, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the haters. Doesn't care about the haters.
Well, I mean, he has to. He has to block it out somewhere because there's no one that believes you're a legitimate NBA player. That's the bad part about this whole situation to me, is that nobody believes that he's good enough. We all see what this is. It's all just a sop to LeBron, right? This was written in stone when the kid was 6 years old.
Yes.
They started talking about him playing basketball and, oh, he's pretty good as a teenager. And then it immediately became the theory. Remember when he signed, when LeBron went to L.A.? I remember us talking about this when he signed the contract to go to L.A. And what was that, 2019, 2018? He signs the contract, goes to L.A., and we're talking about him. Sure. Yeah, and we're talking about him ending his career playing with Bronny. It's been such a storyline for so long that now the media narrative can't let it go.
Oh, we can let it go. Now that I've made the joke, I'm fully good with putting Bronny James on conversation probation. Until you have one game where you actually look like an NBA player, I don't ever want to mention your name again.
Yep.
And sadly enough, he would still be the 6th most popular player in Major League Baseball.
I get it's a super rare thing, right, to have a dad and a son playing on the same team. But I mean, it just feels like you're the coach's kid to me.
Oh, it reminded me 100% of Garth Brooks getting at-bats in spring training with the Mets.
Yeah.
Just, you couldn't hit that thing. If they threw it underhanded at you, you couldn't hit it. But we're going to keep letting you do it.
Yeah. For all the media attention that this has gotten, this storyline gets, people talking about Bronny in the NBA and Bronny playing with LeBron, and it's really nothing more than the same case we have at Carolina right now, where Hubert Davis's kid just walked onto the basketball team. Like, in no world would you ever think that that kid would be playing at Carolina. He's playing because Dad's the coach, right?
Hey, and some of those have worked over the years. Jim Boeheim had a kid that he wasn't really a recruit,
sure,
but he wound up
Buddy
being
was
pretty
good. Yeah, Buddy was good. But this just feels different. People are talking about this in the same sense that they talked about Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Sr. Like, no, wait a minute. That happened because Ken was good, right? Jr. was great. 5-star, unbelievable talent. Everybody saw it. This feels dirty to me. And I guess that's why the whole discussion and the wave that's taken over everybody wanting to talk about this is why it makes me just feel nauseous about it.
I genuinely
think. Because you're using this kid. I don't know. It's just.
I think the Los Angeles Lakers would be better off right now using a roster spot on Ken Griffey Sr. than they are on Bronny James.
Mm-hmm.
He's 74 years old, and I think he is closer to an NBA player than Bronny James is.
Yeah. Just never has a kid ever gotten this much attention, all because of who his dad is.
I heard somebody compare him to Tim Tebow the other day, and I laughed until it hurt.
How?
Tim Tebow at least had a collegiate career that made you think maybe there's a possibility this could work out.
Yeah. Bronny averaged what?
4 points a game.
4 points a game. 4 points a game. USC. I don't get it.
Hey, and now he averages 4 points for the Los Angeles Lakers Summer League squad, and he got hurt in the first game.
Oh, no.
Oh, shoot. He missed the second game.
What are we going to do?
Whatever we would do. Who's going to watch the Summer League now? That would be a fun one, too.
We need to put him in bubble wrap to make sure that he is healthy enough to start the season, right? We just got to make sure that he's healthy enough to be on the floor. Whatever we can do to get that photo up. It's just gross.
I actually considered
I'm
playing
completely
that game
down.
at some point of is this somebody that plays in the summer league or a cast member from a live summer show? I thought it was so mean that you wouldn't get any of them right, and I didn't want to make fun of you to that point.
Yeah. You see the summer league where you can see budding stars like Bryce McGowan's.
I do thoroughly enjoy seeing the 30-year-old guy that plays in the summer league, though.
Is there a 30?
Oh, yeah, there are guys like that every single year. It's the veteran that's trying to latch on with a team, and so he has come to summer league, and he looks like the guy at the YMCA with the headbands. He's got way too many sweatbands. He is really worried about perspiration because he has a sweatband on each arm, a sweatband on his head, and his back is just covered. That is the guy.
I didn't think Cody Zeller had to work that hard for it anymore.
Oh, no. Cody Zeller is where is he now? New Orleans?
Is he in New Orleans?
He plays for the Pacers or the Hornets because we saw him in Indiana.
Yeah, I think he was with New Orleans. Ugh. Where's my football? That's my question. Where the hell is my football?
It's coming.
Because I need it.
It's just around the bend.
Ooh, I got to check too. I got the Scott Fish Bowl satellite leagues draft started this morning. Slow draft, so I got to keep an eye on my pick coming up soon. Starting the Superflex draft.
My draft is Saturday at Cabarrus Brewing in Charlotte. Tank and I will both be there with our sweet truck that is our mobile command center, thanks to Parks Ford out in Hendersonville. By the way, you may have to bury me in this truck.
You're not letting it go? No,
just the little amount that I've driven it because I had to wash her because she had gotten a little dirty.
Mm-hmm.
The looks that I get from people that are just like, "Damn, that's a nice truck." I thrive off that.
So Jeremy's turning heads in the brand new truck, and he's never letting it go.
What's really funny is when HWA is in the passenger seat, and dudes look at me and go, "Tell me your secrets, Grand Jedi Master."
Look at that dude. He's just got it all.
That dude's doing stuff. I don't know what that dude's doing, but he's doing stuff, and we want to be like him.
We'll continue doing stuff here in the Sportsocracy right after the break, right here on ESPN Asheville.
If you've ever thought about Botox treatment,
clear.
Dentist might not be the first person that pops into your head, but at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, they are dedicated to the treatment of TMJ, and they use Botox for that. Botox can also be used to treat headaches that come from people grinding their teeth or clenching their jaws when they are stressed. So if you have more questions about Botox and you want to see if it's a good option for you, check out Asheville Smiles online at AshevilleSmiles.com. World-class dental care with a hometown feel.
2 guys, 5 rings. Yes. One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
I have no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
What's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Smith, host of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the very least as I bring you all new episodes that feature the biggest headlines in the world of sports, pop culture, and business, and I answer your phone calls and respond to your tweets. You'll hear my unfiltered opinions and straight-shooter interviews with top celebrities and game changers, all that and more. So listen to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast. And start listening.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale salutes everyone who works hard. You still with me? Laxes hard.
Yes, sir.
Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Kai?
It is ESPN Asheville back in the Sportsocracy, coming to you live from the Ingalls studio. Mullet still out there at Mullet Manor. Are you coming back at some point?
Yes, I am.
You are? Okay.
I am.
Right.
And it's getting closer. I know you get sad and lonely in there.
I do. I just get so lonely not seeing anybody. Mark's in Virginia again this week, so it's just me.
Well, see, the good thing with me is that once I come back, I'm just back until we do this again next summer.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I need a recharge. I keep looking at that schedule going, man, I'm old. And by the end of that, I am going to be sleepy.
Just go into hibernation for a while. Talking about, of course, the Living the Dream Tour. If you're new to the program, not sure what this is all about, our good friends at Ingalls Markets, Parks Ford Hendersonville, Dale's Pale Ale, just to name the first few who are helping us hit the road for the football season. It's all going to be hot and heavy once football season begins on August 31st. Our first trip of the venture is the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. That's coming up on August 1st.
Yes.
So we're only what, a couple of days away from the first little jaunt, which is going to be going to Charlotte this weekend for the regional Scott Fish Bowl draft, the largest charity fantasy football tournament in existence.
Yes, by a lot.
By a lot, yeah.
By a lot. There are
Hundreds.
72 people in the group thread for our location.
Yep.
I don't really know where all these people go. I also don't know who all these people are. I have to click on the name and go, oh, I know who that guy is. Because everybody has a fun little Twitter name, and I don't know what they mean.
Yep. And you're asking yourself, what do we get out of this deal, Tank? Well, I will tell you. You get to watch us go all over the place. I went this weekend and got a brand new phone, which apparently is going to come in great handy with all of the YouTubing things that we're going to be doing on the road for the Living the Dream Tour this weekend. I got the brand new Samsung 24S Ultra Plus, whatever it is. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome phone.
Cell phones at this point are a lot like streaming. Max Plus, basically all the things that you've heard said about feminine hygiene products over the years. And I'm just as confused by the Super and Ultra there as I am here.
Yeah, it is a little confusing. But this all gets underway this weekend. We'll be going down to Charlotte to Cabarrus Brewing for that event, then the Hall of Fame game, and then on August 31st begins the every weekend going somewhere to the biggest games around the Southeast and leading up to our ultimate trip to the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay next spring.
This is the only show where we could go to the Super Bowl and the draft and call our ultimate trip to the draft.
Well, I mean, that's the end of that's the end of the tour.
Our guy Tommy Bradley that was with us when we had the morning show, he messaged me over the weekend and he pointed that out to me. You're the only two that would have the Super Bowl, which you've mentioned maybe twice, and the draft, which you've mentioned maybe 24 times.
Yeah, well, we know we can get in the door for the draft. It's the getting in the door for the Super Bowl that I think could
So
be
when you say getting in the door, do you mean for the game or for the week?
I mean for the game. I mean,
I'll go ahead and tell you.
being in the building for the game.
I will go ahead and tell you. And I'm going to – this will explain some of these things in a way that I don't think – you could tell me we won the lottery. They gave us 4 tickets to the game. And if the New York Jets aren't in it, you rest assured I will not darken the door. No shot.
Wait, say that again?
So the way media tickets are done is they put you in a lottery. So all of us that are on Radio Row, they will put us in a lottery that you could potentially have tickets to the game. I don't remember how that works. You may not have a seat. I can't remember. You could tell me we wound up with 4 tickets to the Super Bowl. If the New York Jets are not in it, I don't want to go.
Really?
Seriously.
Why?
Well, let's look at the practical side, which is I'm going to be sad that my team's not in it.
Well, yeah.
That's first and foremost. Then we get into the even more practical of when we sign off on Friday, I will have not seen my house in 17 days. Because the Senior Bowl is the week before. So
gotcha.
You put me away for 17 days. I don't care if it's a Creed, Hootie and the Blowfish, Crash Test Dummies super concert in NOLA. I'm ready to go home.
Wow.
Okay. I haven't seen my house in way too long.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like you should tough it out for 3 more days to be able to go to the Super Bowl. It feels like it would be a missed opportunity.
Oh, I'll also say if we won the lottery and wound up with tickets, I'm pretty sure they would go, are we sure?
We want to give them to these guys?
Wait, really? They were in it too. Okay.
We're going to be taking you as close to the action as we can. I have said that with all of these events, right? Who knows if we're going to be getting in the door, in the press boxes, all that. You couldn't video from up there anyway. But
that's the thing about the games is that we can't. So for us, we can do social media content where you see where we were.
Yes.
And
we will.
The biggest thing is the goings on around it, doing the shows from there, getting cool people on the show. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a lot of what this is. And
really want to check out the fan experience, highlight the hype around all of these events is what I'm in it for.
Yes.
And it'll be cool to be there. When we get to go into the building, we'll have all of the pictures to show you and the videos.
I am very excited for the Hall of Fame.
It's going to be awesome.
That was an event I had never even thought about going to, and our trip to the draft was enough. Virtually every person I talked to asked if we were going to the Hall of Fame because that's the next event. Mm-hmm. That's really how this goes, is that you meet people and, we're pretty new. So we're looking for, hey, are we going to see a familiar face at the next stop? Well, a lot of people did that to us at the draft the next one's is the Hall of Fame week. Are you going to be there? Hadn't even thought about it. Mm-hmm. And now I don't know that I'll ever miss another one.
It really is the start of the media season, right? The kickoff of all of the coverage, and that's why everybody was asking, "Hey, you guys going to come down for it?" Yeah, I guess we will. If you say we have to be part of this, then yeah, I believe we will. It's always been a dream of mine to go to the Hall of Fame. Never really cared about going to the Hall of Fame game. I want to go to the Hall of Fame. I want to see all the busts. I want to see the setup, the fan experience.
Yes.
It's going to be super cool.
And neither one of us have ever been.
No. And can't wait to take all of you along on the ride with us, as in the virtual sense, on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and all of the social medias as well. At the Sportsocracy. Follow us now and don't miss out. Living the dream tour, of course, brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. Parks Ford Hendersonville and Dale's Pale Ale. We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your extra
clear
weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
An afternoon where storms will be scattered around, so if you are moving out and about, you got a better chance of hitting a thunderstorm. So that means you for the commute home person. High close to 90 degrees, scattered storms early tonight. 69, Tuesday, scattered storms midday into the afternoon. Once again, near 90 degrees, and obviously if it rains, it cools off. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms continues. Partial sunshine in between. High 90. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone.
The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Upgrade your hot rod or muscle car with parts from Summit Racing. And right now, shop SummitRacing.com and use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. SummitRacing.com. Exclusions apply. Offer ends July 21st, 2024.
Now's the time to get in the driver's seat of your career. Ingalls Markets is looking for new regional drivers to join our Lando Sky Distributors fleet. Begin earning paid time off on your first day. Our drivers average $80,000 per year and they're home every week. Lando Sky offers excellent pay, full benefits, and 401k matching. No experience? Apply for our driver trainee program. Visit inglescareers.com to know more. That's inglescareers.com.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried to corner and missed.
It is ESPN Asheville back in the Sportsocracy. And Jeremy, I've never heard of doing this for rehab, but apparently it's helping Joe Burrow out. Do you see how he's recovering and strengthening up from the wrist injury? He learned how to play piano.
Oh, well, okay. That's not... I was going to make a joke, and I'm glad I didn't.
He's been learning how to play piano. He says hopefully he could get pretty good at it by next offseason. Right now he's not very good at it. But it was suggested to him that maybe this would be a way to strengthen up the wrist. after the season-ending injury last year. And said he's always wanted to learn how to play an instrument, and it was just an opportune time. Somebody said, hey, playing the piano, stroking the ivories. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it that way. It was weird. I made it weird, and I apologize.
You do that quite often. You're a weird dude.
So my 13-year-olds tell me.
You're a weird dude.
I am.
My story is a twin bill about the WNBA, which is something I never ever thought I would say up until about 2 months ago. Have you seen Rookie of the Year odds in the WNBA?
I have not.
There are a lot of powers that be that think it should be Angel Reese, and the evil media is propping up Caitlin Clark. Well, what do I always say is truth serum?
Vegas.
Set the odds. Those are the only two even on the board. Everybody else is over plus 1,000.
Yeah, I would say Caitlin has to be the favorite at like minus 150, 250.
390.
390? Okay.
390.
Okay. All right.
The Houston Texans are not that much of a favorite to win the AFC South, if that tells you anything.
Is Angel like plus 200?
Plus 250.
Plus 250.
And that has enraged a lot of people. And what will probably also enrage people is what happened at Angel Reese's postgame interview yesterday. Did you happen to see this?
No, of course not.
So the Chicago Sky lose to the Seattle Storm Sunday night. They go into the I wish I could play the audio of this, but you can't hear it well enough. They go into the postgame press conference. You've got Teresa Witherspoon, you got Angel Reese, and there's another player, but I don't know exactly who that is.
Nobody else does.
Nope. So as they're asking questions, you can audibly hear something in the background that after a few minutes becomes you ever do that thing, you hear something, you go, I know that voice, and it takes you 20 or 30 seconds to go, got it. Well, you hear a very familiar voice say something about how uncomfortable it is to have an intimate relationship. It was Sheldon Cooper. One of the reporters was watching The Big Bang Theory on their phone during the post-game press conference and got caught.
Okay.
And
apparently watching it
Judge Fudge.
And watching it during like next to a microphone?
Yes. They were in the press pool watching an episode of The Big Bang Theory. Which has been off the air for many years.
Just can't miss that.
I'm not sure it would make it any better if it was a new episode. I don't know why I said that way, because it's bad regardless.
I mean, were they watching the episode, or were they just scrolling through social media, because who really cares about this post-game press conference?
Well, the only thing I can tell you is that the hot mic audio lasts longer than a TikTok does.
Okay.
And it would have been a very strange section to cut out.
Yeah.
I can't tell you it wasn't a social media post, but I can tell you I know that voice, and that voice is one Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, man.
You want us to care, but you care so little that you're watching a syndicated rerun of a show that was canceled 5 years ago.
Well, I mean, look, I still feel like that's probably for some that are in that room, still feel like that's not really where I want to be at the moment. Right? I could fully see that.
Hey, dress for the job you want, not the job that you have.
Right. I'm local TV reporter, and I got to go out here and cover the WNBA game. I'm really not that interested in it. I can see how it happens. I'm not trying to make excuses and back the person, because obviously that's a completely unprofessional thing to do. Yikes.
Why would you even go to the presser if you care that little? And as somebody that's been around enough of these, most of these people are using their phones anyway.
Yeah.
That's how they record their audio. So you're telling me that you were recording it with the Big Bang Theory playing over? Okay.
Look, I just have to be here for that one question, right? I just got to ask my one question. That way I can check the box, and get the hell out of here. And I go to Waffle House or whatever the hell people would do after a WNBA game. I'd have to do something to get the taste out of my mouth. Waffle House seems like the best option.
That would be at Sports Tank ESPN. Mr. Spencer's views do not reflect those of the Sportsocracy or any of its entities.
Do they not? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Because, Angel Reese just broke the record for double-doubles, I think it was, consecutive double-doubles, and yay. Really paying off on that hype that we had from the Caitlin Clark Iowa run. I just don't see it. Anyhow, a lot of things are not seen these days in baseball because, well, not a lot of people are watching. Jeremy, you ready to play the fun game?
Oh, is that what we're flexing to right now?
I think we should before we get into the team by team previews of the upcoming season. We do have another quartet of team previews to get to today. We're going to talk mobile quarterbacks. That's the theme of all of the teams that we're covering here. We are hitting each and every NFL team in the run-up here or in the dog days of the summer while we can. Baltimore, Indianapolis, Arizona, and the New York Giants. We kind of went mobile quarterbacks, but yeah, we got to cover the Giants at some time. They fit in to this category alone. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to save a day to do 4 just really terrible teams.
No. Our goal is to not do multiple terrible teams. Today we have to break that because we have, the Giants and a couple other teams that they're not great, but I think they're better than a lot of other people do.
32 first-time Major League Baseball All-Stars this year. The rosters have been announced. I have not looked at the rosters. I know the big names are going to be on there. The big talk right now is about Paul Skeens, the rookie from LSU. Didn't start the season. He's pitched 50-some innings, I think, but he's been so dominant in those 50-some innings that he's one of the, he's one of the rising stars in baseball, and he's been voted as an all-star. So a lot of the discussion you're hearing on the national shows today is, will baseball screw this up and not have him start the game as he should? And my answer to that is absolutely yes. Major League Baseball will find a way to screw this up. They will name Chris Sale as the starter, which Braves fans, awesome. And, yeah, I'm a little sore about it. Come to Boston and just stay hurt and then immediately go to Atlanta and, bam, it's right back to Cy Young territory for Chris Sale. I'm glad he's having the bounce-back season. But this is going to be a major punt on the behalf of Major League Baseball if they don't have Paul Skeens start this game.
And they won't because it's baseball and you got to earn it. Ugh.
Yeah. But 32 new All-Stars on the rosters. And so Jeremy wants to play the fun game of All-Star or All-State.
I will give Tank a name, and that name is either a Major League Baseball All-Star or the listed owner of an all-state insurance agency in the state of North Carolina.
This should be fun.
All right, my first one is Mason Miller.
Mason Miller. I will go with All-Star.
You are correct. Mason Miller is the closer for the Oakland Athletics. 14 saves, 37 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts. That's pretty formidable. He also went to Gardner Webb, just for anybody that actually cares.
Awesome. And for the record, I do not know who that is.
That was
a total guess on my part. It was my deductive reasoning on that was I'm not sure if there's a guy named Mason who would be so successful in his life to have owned a business.
I'll go ahead and tell you. I would not use that theory going forward because I've got some that are a little tricky.
Okay. All right.
So you are 1 for 1 with Mason Miller.
Okay.
Second one, Benjamin Hellbean.
Hellbean. I'm going All-State agent.
You are right again.
Yes.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Been serving the area for many years and all of your insurance needs.
Awesome.
I will straight up tell you I would have been 0 for 2 here because I would have gotten both of those wrong.
Deductive reasoning on that one was somebody named Hellbean. I'm pretty sure we would have made fun of his name by now. Even in small, like casual MLB circles.
Okay, I'll just tell you should be careful using that reasoning because that is the way that you go 0 for 8 in the last 8. Number 3, Eric Bowman.
Eric Bowman. That is an all-star.
That is an all-state agent. Also serving the greater Charlotte area, not that far from Benjamin Hillbeat.
No.
Nope.
Missed that one. All right, next.
All right, I think this one is so hard. And I know what I would say.
Okay.
Logan Webb.
Logan Webb. That's a baseball player.
That is a baseball player. He is a pitcher. Can you tell me who he plays for?
Ooh. No.
Oh, I think this makes this even better. I'm going to need you to give me a guess.
Does he play for the Red Sox?
Nope. I do have one of those, though, just so you know.
Oh, good. Awesome. No, I'm going to go with Tampa.
He is a 27-year-old starter for the San Francisco Giants.
Oh.
With a paltry 7-6 record, 103 strikeouts. Just under a strikeout an inning for Mr. Webb.
There we go.
All right, this one, Ryan Helsley. You're already doing better than I could possibly have ever thought you were going to do.
All-state agent.
Oh, in the words of Alex Trebek, sorry. That is a 3-3 starter for the St. Louis Cardinals. Because, it's baseball, so we have to get somebody in for every team. And so we chose a 30-year-old, 24-13 career starter, has 47 strikeouts on the year. Wins above replacement. Nothing flashy. Just
Okay.
So basically, Ryan Helsley is worth one more win than Tank Spencer. And he's an all-star. Tremendous. Robert Suarez.
All-state agent.
Ooh. Again, sorry. 4-1 starter for the San Diego Padres. And he's actually a relief pitcher, I think.
Okay.
Because he has not pitched a whole mess of innings. 35 innings over the entire year. So I'm going to go that's a relief pitcher. Apologies. I did not read all the way down. 33 years old, and this is his first All-Star game.
Awesome. Good for him.
Good for you. That's Cole Reagans.
All-star.
Look at you. Back on the board with a win.
Yes.
Win-loss record, he's 5-6 on the year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Or the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Royals. My bad. He was a first-round pick of the Texas Rangers in 2016.
Very good.
Making his first soiree into the old All-Star game. And I got two more.
All right.
Logan.
Doing well.
You're doing much better than I would have thought you would.
What, I got like 4 of them, right?
I believe so. You went on a bad stretch there.
I did.
Logan Gilbert.
Logan Gilbert, All-State agent.
Oh, no. He is a Seattle Mariner, 5-5 on the year. You know, not showing out, nothing fancy. Just every other time I show up, I win. Every other time I show up, I lose. 117 innings pitched, 108 strikeouts, 14th pick in the 2018 amateur draft.
Okay.
All right, one more.
Did the big dumper make it?
Who?
Did Cal Raleigh make it? Did he make the All-Star team?
I don't know that you actually just said English words. I mean, I understood some of those, but not fully.
Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners. He's from Smoky Mountain.
I did not
Played
know
at Florida
that.
State. He was pretty good baseball player.
Hey, just because I'm a booster at Florida State does not mean I can name you every athlete they've ever had.
They call him the big dumper because, well, he got junk in the trunk.
There you go. That's a weird thing you just said, and I don't know what to do with that. So I feel like I should just move on. This is the last one. Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes. That sounds like a porn star.
That is not one of the options. And I will tell you that, to my knowledge, Mr. Holmes has not
done that.
Has not delved into the adult content.
I'll go with State Farm agent.
Well, it's Allstate. You are really bad at this. You even switched brands on me, and you were wrong regardless, because he is a pitcher for the hated, for Mr. Spencer, New York Yankees. 1-3 on the year with 19 saves. There you go.
Yeah.
Half a win above replacement. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an all-star.
Yes. The closer for the Yankees.
Yikes.
Awesome.
Yikes.
And they say that star power doesn't exist in baseball anymore. I mean, with names like these, how could you not? I mean, there will be stars involved. We'll have Paul Skeens. Hopefully baseball will do the right thing and start him in this game. The kid's just unbelievable.
He is very good.
He lasts. I'm hoping that the arm holds out and that he's not just the latest, Steven Strasburg.
Well, I mean, it should really concern baseball that he is the lesser famous person in his own relationship.
I don't think so. I don't think that should concern anybody.
You can not think that, or you can be wrong, because it's not even close.
No, I don't think anybody's worried about it.
Oh, they should.
Tom Brady did this for a while. He was okay, right?
Yeah, Tom Brady was always more famous than Giselle. Always. From the second literally the whole time they were together.
Really? World popularity?
Well, I'm not really. I'm talking about.
I mean, among sports fans, obviously.
Yeah, I would say Tom Brady was more famous than Giselle the whole time.
Okay.
And Livy Dunn is exponentially more famous right now than Paul Skeens. Although his mustache is doing the yeoman's work to make him as popular as humanly possible.
Right. 70-some pitches this year. He's thrown over 100 miles per hour. Why would you not want to have that guy on the biggest stage?
And we have
and maybe bring some eyeballs to your All-Star game that hasn't gotten eyeballs in years.
Well, our first super chat of the day is from a Cubs fan, and it doesn't necessarily believe that you're going to get Paul Skeens as the starter in this game.
Oh yeah,
Soaring Eagle. They'll have Shota. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Start the
Imanaga?
game. Imanaga, is that how you say it?
I guess.
Which even Cubs fans like myself will be like, Manfred, are you on spice?
Is that the K2 spice? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm assuming it's crimes. I don't think he was asking if he was on paprika.
No.
Is paprika a spice?
Yes.
It doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I don't really know what its purpose is other than just putting those little red dots on top of your deviled egg.
Exactly. That's what it should be called, is deviled egg dust. Because I've never in my life had somebody say, man, this would be way better if it had more paprika. Yeah. It's like red parsley. But by golly, you find those soccer mom TikTok channels, and they absolutely love throwing parsley on stuff. Throw a little parsley in for color. At least you didn't say flavor because it doesn't have any.
I feel like if you had given me Shota Imanaga, I think I would have got that one right.
I'll give you one more.
All-star on that one.
I have one more.
Oh, yeah. One for the road before the break.
Tanner Scott.
Baseball player.
That is a baseball player.
Yes.
That is a baseball player. He pitches for the Miami Marlins. He was with the Baltimore Orioles, and he will turn 30 years old on the day of the game.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. NFL team previews will continue here in the Sportsocracy after the break.
People are talking about Summit Dental in Asheville.
Clear.
Google
Thank
reviews. One patient writes, "I'll start by saying
apparently
I really hate going
smoked
to the dentist.
paprika
My
is
anxiety
it actually
always
has
through the
flavor.
roof, and I'm always so
didn't know
nervous.
that.
However, Summit Dental may be the first place that my anxiety."
Does it taste like smoke?
I leave smoking things up to Patrick Holt and Kevin.
Kind, knowledgeable, and funny.
I mean, I smoke things, but not things I can talk about on this
restore my
show.
teeth and get me on track.
I mean, I know I put paprika in like the barbecue rub that I make, but I'm not really sure what flavor that's supposed to be.
It's mainly for color. At least that's what I always
makes
thought.
It red.
This summer, City of Hope wants to send you and a guest to London to see Taylor Swift for back-to-back concert dates at Wembley Stadium. Cost for entry is only $13, but...
Let's go, G-Baby in today.
One of the top cancer research and treatment centers in the U.S. Technically, it can...
It has been a while. Stranger.
Good karma of donating to help cure cancer.
I ordered buy one, get one free sandwiches from Firehouse last night.
City of Hope.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone-on-bone pain
That's a
in your
deal
knee
I can get behind.
Or shoulder? There are exciting new cellular therapies.
What was the deal?
Buy one, get one free sandwiches
QC
from
Kinetics is helping
Firehouse.
patients like you.
Hell yeah.
Got
QC Kinetics is the
two
nation's
pepperoni
leader in advanced
meatballs and two
regenerative
Italians
medicine, cutting
for
edge treatments that
$30
accelerate your own
with delivery.
Revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know steroids and surgery and pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore your mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime.
The Firehouse
local medical
meatball
professionals at
is
QC
just
Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back with regenerative, restorative cellular treatments for your achy joints. In Asheville and in Greenville, call for a free consultation now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
All right, the open hits at 0-1.
517.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at... Yes, sir. WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tool. Yeah, that's Q to call included. It'll hit right at 0-1.
Okay, so is the
all that filth and years
station
stains
ID right in front of it?
WBNC, yes.
Okay.
Interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls,
See you later, Dad.
all
Bye.
the ingredients for family.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though, we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
An afternoon where storms will be scattered around, so if you are moving out and about, you got a better chance of hitting a thunderstorm. So that means you for the commute home person. High close to 90 degrees, scattered storms early tonight. 69 Tuesday, scattered storms midday into the afternoon. Once again, near 90 degrees, and obviously if it rains, it cools off. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms continues. Partial sunshine in between. High 90. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Spectacular savings are happening now at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. You can get a Sleepy's Queen mattress for just $89.99, the lowest price ever. Upgrade, save, and celebrate before it's too late. Offer ends Tuesday. In-store only while supplies last. Restrictions apply.
Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's hottest summer sale is going on now. 15% off all cleaning services. Mention ESPN Asheville and you'll get 15% off your next service. Use promo code Summer Sale when scheduling online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, check. That's check. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The Sportsocracy.
That fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy. Live in the Ingalls studio, I'm Tank Spencer, live at Mullet Manor. Jeremy Greene with us once again. You can catch us everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. You can watch us live on the YouTubes. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat. You've got an idea for the show, a topic for the show you'd like for us to talk about. You can throw that out there as well. It will all be considered here in the Democratic Republic of Sports. But mostly the democracy is made up of football fans, and, well, we're just all itching for football season to roll back around. Fantasy football drafts are I forgot to check. I gotta check my slow draft. See if my pick's coming up.
Slow draft means you have 8 hours to pick, right?
Yes. You have 8 hours to make your selection. And
yet you're the only person on the planet Earth that goes, I haven't checked in the last hour. I have to check to see if it's my time yet.
Because it's the first pick. I don't want to miss it. I'm so excited about football season. I want to make my pick now. I get CJ Stroud to start out my best ball draft.
It's solid. That's a solid start.
Oh, I'm so excited. Or I'm between him and the quarterback that we're getting ready to talk about, Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. Is this the year that the Ravens can finally get over the hump? You added Derrick Henry in the offseason. You still have just decided we're not going to give good wide receivers to Lamar Jackson. I mean, other than Zay Flowers. You might have... Yeah, other than that, we're just going to keep leaning on Mark Andrews and the running game. Your biggest concern for the Baltimore Ravens for this season, where is it?
The schedule is a big part of it because their schedule is bordering on evil. The other thing I come back to with Baltimore is, okay, so from what you had last year, where are you actually better?
Mm-hmm.
I think receiver's kind of a wash because I put zero faith in Odell Beckham Jr. whatsoever. I would say you're probably better at running back with Derrick Henry. I don't know that.
If he's healthy. Of course,
I mean,
if
I don't.
he's not
I don't.
healthy, you're
I
in
just
the same
don't
boat
know
you've
that.
been in.
You know, you had J.K. Dobbins, and he gave you nothing because he got hurt. But Gus Edwards, yeah, Derrick Henry's better than that. But by how much? I mean, he led the league in carries last year for what feels like the 82nd time. His yards per carry have dipped practically every year. And at 30 years old, I think you're getting a name in Derrick Henry. I don't know that you're getting what it is that you think you're getting.
How much of a step has he lost is the question. And how much will he lose over the totality of the season? Because he's up against time. Every running back in the NFL is up against Father Time. And Derrick Henry's already beat the odds.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's
Having
already
this
30
long
years
of a
old.
career.
He already has over 2,200 touches in the NFL. I mean, look, I think you're going to get one more solid year out of him. But in terms of what that means, I don't see a path that he has any more carries than he did in that year, in the year he got hurt, which was 2021. So he played 8 games, he had 219 carries, had 937 yards. That's vaguely where I think Derrick Henry will be this year. Because now you're competing for touches with Lamar Jackson. You're competing for touches with Keaton Mitchell, who I think is going to have a big role in this offense. And you still got Justice Hill and Raheem Ali, which I don't think those two are going to necessarily snake him much. But, I mean, we know Baltimore has notoriously used a very large committee. I look, I still think this team is really good.
Oh, of course they are.
My problem is that I don't feel like you got any better. And I think a slew of teams in the AFC got better.
How much better do you have to be than they were last year? I mean, you can win a lot of games, right? Do you have to be better to win this division? Are you scared of Cincinnati and Cleveland?
You should be.
Taking them out?
You should be.
I don't know that I am. I feel like this team was so good and is so well built and is so well run that they are the favorite to me. Despite the fact that you didn't go out and get that hammer weapon that many fans would have liked for you to see. Despite the fact that you don't have a great superstar pass rusher, also doesn't really concern me all that much.
So what you're saying basically is that you vehemently disagree with the fact that our friends at DraftKings have Cincinnati just a fingernail clipping behind Baltimore. Baltimore's plus 130 to win this division. Cincinnati's plus 145.
That's where they should be. They should be right there together.
That means that's a toss-up. So what you just said was that you were not really worried about Cincinnati or Cleveland dethroning them. Vegas is basically telling you this is a toss-up. Now, Cleveland and Pittsburgh they're way back there. Cleveland's at plus 600, Pittsburgh's at plus 850.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland's too low. And I would say Cincinnati's actually the favorite in this division.
I'm not saying I expect Baltimore to run away with this division. That's kind of how that came across, and that's not what I intended. What I'm saying is I don't know that you had to make that move to still win the division.
Well, one of the things that I never hear, I never hear people in mainstream media talk about the difference from year to year in the schedule. And I would say I'm more invested in the schedule than anybody that does this not named Colin Cowherd. You do realize Cincinnati gets the easiest schedule in that division.
Okay.
Because they finished last in it last year. That's probably enough for me. If you tell me I get 17 games of Joe Burrow, and then I look at what I get as the Baltimore Ravens compared to what Cincinnati gets. I mean, just the handful of games that actually change. They both play Kansas City. Mm-hmm. They actually open that's Kansas City's first two games are Baltimore and Cincinnati. The other team in that, they play every team in the West. So that's their matchup there is the AFC West. Mm-hmm. In the AFC South, Baltimore gets Houston. Cincinnati gets Tennessee. Mm-hmm. There's a market advantage in that.
No doubt.
In the AFC East, Cincinnati gets New England. Baltimore gets Buffalo. There's certainly Buffalo's much tougher than New England.
Yes.
I don't think Buffalo is as daunting as if that was, say, Miami. But, I mean, you're talking about a 2-game switch here where I can almost guarantee you Cincinnati wins both of those, and they're both toss-up games for Baltimore for me.
Yes.
That's probably enough.
So you get some schedule advantages. So there is a chance that they could lose the division. Sure. But I don't know that as Jonathan Welch said in the YouTube comments, since he thinks Baltimore takes a step back this year. Okay, but I want that explained. If you say they're taking a step back this year, how big of a step back? Are we taking a 2-game step back, which means we're almost out of the playoff picture? Or are we falling back to mediocre times?
What is Baltimore elite
at? Quarterback.
Elite.
Yes. Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I think he's an elite regular season quarterback.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to ding the guy. I'm just sitting here telling you, if you're telling me I have to go into a playoff game and I'm going up against Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, you're at a disadvantage.
Absolutely.
That's hard for me to say elite. It'd be one thing if all three of those guys played in the NFC. They don't. It's hard for me to say you're elite the way you just said it. No doubt. Absolutely. I would struggle to get you past 4 in your own conference. Like if I'm voting for the Pro Bowl, which I know is a bad metric because nobody plays in it, I would struggle to put you above 4 most years.
Okay.
And I would say there are guys right behind you that are closer to you than you are to them.
Yeah, I feel like he is at the bottom of the elite tier.
I don't disagree with what you just
those
said.
Unless he's facing those 3 quarterbacks, then I'll take Lamar every time.
But that's the problem. That's the quarterbacks that you have to face. Those are the quarterbacks that you have to beat. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even say C.J. Stroud, and I'll be real honest with you, I'd take C.J. Stroud over Lamar Jackson right now, and I wouldn't even think about it.
Really?
I wouldn't even think about it.
Wow.
You give me his weapons and what I saw him do last year with a team that was still probably wearing name tags to practice until week 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would take C.J. Stroud over Lamar Jackson.
I don't know that I see a regression coming for Baltimore or for Lamar. It just seems to always work itself out. We can plug and play, we'll have our stars, and hopefully our stars will stay healthy. Haven't had a healthy running back room in Baltimore in feels like 10 years. I know it hasn't been that long, but hyperbole rules the day. Derrick Henry being there, I think, really does give them some stability. And you'll still be able to play that smash mouth game. But you're going to be so versatile and athletic because Henry is a power guy, but he's still got a lot of speed. Keaton Mitchell comes in as the change of pace back. Lamar's dangerous with his legs, and Mark Andrews keeps going on his Hall of Fame career. The offense is going to be just fine. Do you think the defense takes a step back with the owners or with the leadership change?
Well, I mean,
With
the thing that I
McDonald
don't ever
going-
hear people talk about is they didn't just lose the defensive coordinator. They lost the heir apparent to the defensive coordinator, too.
Yes.
Because Anthony Weaver was the 2. He's in Miami now.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDonald's the head coach in Seattle. And so, look, I think Zach Orr will be a just fine coach. The first 5 games that he has to play as a defensive play caller are against Pat Mahomes, Vegas with Gardner Minshew and Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. That's a lot of offensive firepower for a team that, oh, by the way, if you really look at that secondary, it gets hard to figure out who man-to-man is going to man up on wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas and Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. You talk about a baptism by fire. That is an evil first 5 games for a first-time defensive play caller.
Yeah.
And if you
You're
come
not
out of
wrong.
that 2 and 3, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's that untoward because 3 of those games are on the road. Baltimore has one of those schedules that is just it is the worst to me that you can get because every advantage you could possibly have, there's a yeah but. You never play bad teams back to back. Well, except for you've got Washington, Tampa Bay, Cleveland. Okay, well, that's one really good defense in Cleveland, a really young team in Washington that you're still going to be very early into Jaden Daniels and not know exactly what it is you're getting. Oh, by the way, you have to play Tampa Bay on Monday night, and that Cleveland game's on a short week.
Yep.
None of that's great. The week after your bye, you have the latest bye of any team in the NFL, and the first game you play after the bye is the New York Giants, which is probably the worst team on your schedule. That's just a lot of advantages that you didn't really get. They play on a short week a handful of times.
Why is playing the Giants off a bye not an advantage?
Bye week is the most likely week for you to see a surge in how good a team is. You're playing a team that I swear to God I think they could show up with 8 guys and beat the Giants. That's not advantageous.
Yeah.
I would rather see – all right, I'll take the schedule as it sits. You play Philadelphia the week before the bye. You play the Giants the week after. If you flipped those 2, I would feel better about both. I mean, I don't think you're losing to the Giants either way, but I would give you a much better chance of beating Philadelphia after a bye than the week before it.
Right. Okay.
Just little tiny nuances in a schedule that I notice every single year, and Baltimore got no favors.
Mm-hmm. So ultimately, how do you think this pans out for them?
You said you kept saying step back. They're gonna take a step back. They're not going 13-4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do anything you want. I will take on that. I think this team's about a 10-7, 11-6 team, and I think this is going to look way more like previous years with Baltimore than it did last year. I think this is a team that either wins the AFC North, they finish second in the North, they wind up in a wild card game, and I don't know which of these teams I feel way better about you. We get to Lamar Jackson and cold weather. Look, I hammer the Miami Dolphins for this. It applies to Lamar Jackson too. It gets cold, and all of a sudden, all of those dynamic things. Did he look like Lamar Jackson against the Kansas City Chiefs last year? No. He looked like he was doing Jaeger bombs before the game. He could not have hit the broadside of the ocean for the first half against Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if it was only one time he had done that, okay, we're in the high single digits now.
Yeah,
big games, and you see little Lamar Jackson. I mean, great, you go 13-4 in the regular season. Beat a better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to believe in you? Beat a better quarterback.
Beat a good team in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, just be really
That'd be
honest
great.
about what they did last year. Okay, so go down that schedule. Who's the good quarterback he beat? The second time they played Cincinnati, it was Jake Browning.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Cleveland. or you lost to Cleveland the second time. You beat the bejeebers out of them the first time. Deshaun Watson and let's see, I think that was Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, you beat Jared Goff to death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a whole lot of first start for C.J. Stroud, Deshaun Watson. I can't remember which iteration of the Arizona quarterback room that was, but I think it was Josh Dobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith. It's not overly impressive to me.
Right.
Beat the Pat Mahomes of the worlds, and we can talk. Until then, don't be surprised that I have some skepticism that you're going to.
Mm-hmm. 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 You got to get the elite wins, got to get the big wins to get more people on the bandwagon. To believe that you can make a Super Bowl run, you got to start winning some playoff games.
Well,
that is the one bugaboo I've always had about Baltimore is what is it about the end of the season? You're either so banged up when you get there that you got no firepower left, or you just forget to show up.
Well, and Stephen Tao says, I hate the Ravens. All right, let me just tell me where I'm wrong here. You're a fan of the Ravens. Are you not pissed at the way the last 10 years have gone? I mean, honestly, do you not look at this team and go, man, shouldn't we have been at least in a Super Bowl? And I'm talking about from the Flacco year on, which I think is actually 9 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Should we not have been in a Super Bowl at some point?
Yes.
I guess that's kind of my point, is I actually envy the Ravens because this team is always good. They're always competitive. They're always in contention. My problem is that I've seen this roster through 3 completely different iterations, and I would say this is the worst version of it I've seen yet. Hard for me to believe that that's going to get to a level that the others didn't.
Yeah. Kind of like the San Francisco take as well.
That's actually a perfect comparison.
The roster keeps being chiseled away by attrition over the years, as will happen, and you're just not as good as you once were. So maybe there is a regression coming, maybe by a game, 2 games. I wouldn't think it's going to be much more than that.
Oh, yeah, and the Raven regression just puts you where all the rest of us want to be. You regress to what we're striving for.
Right. Right. Still going to be a double-digit win team. It's just whether or not you can, one, hold off Cincinnati, who's got hopefully a fully healthy Joe Burrow this year, an easier schedule, and hope that you can win some playoff games at some point. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is the ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
The wait is over. Dell Tech.
Clear.
Ideals are live.
All right, let's do the Cardinals next. We'll push this a little bit because Red Sea said he could only make it to about 1:30ish, and he's our forefront of the Cardinals.
Plus stellar vision.
Okay.
And so we'll just go over and then do late break, go into weird and
plus free shipping on everything.
Throw something
Don't miss out on Black
Yeah.
10-4.
deals.
Do it for Red Sea.
Bingo. I got to get something to drink.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any mission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, We're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
First News on 570.
The U.S. Olympic women's track and field team. New outfits, rather skimpy. One athlete says, quote, my hoo-ha is going to be out. And it has been pointed out that the first Olympics were contested and people were naked. Javelin seems like one that might be dangerous.
I'd be more worried about the hurdles.
Ow, he's
not a lot of clearance there.
Weekday mornings at 6 on News Radio 570 WWNC.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All
Bye.
the ingredients for family.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
We're back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, continuing our team-by-team previews on today's program of the 2024 NFL season. It's coming right around the bend. Let's see here. We have, sorry, I had the official counter up just a second ago. We have 24 days, 6 hours, 33 minutes, and 40 seconds until the Hall of Fame game.
That's a little over 3 weeks away.
That is. 24 days away from our latest trip here in the Sportsocracy, the Living the Dream Tour. Actually kicks off this weekend, as we'll be taking the short little trip down to Charlotte for the Scott Fish Bowl draft. Time to make the selection, Jeremy. Am I going C.J. Stroud or Lamar Jackson for Superflex quarterback in the slow draft? Or C.D. Lamb? This is Superflex, and I have to start with a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not going C.D. Lamb in a super flex. Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. All right, we got to get into this for Red Sea. Red Sea said he couldn't hang on for much longer on the program today, since he is our resident chief, number one Cardinals fan, and the Arizona Cardinals are on the list for today. Let's get into it. Kyler Murray and MHJ. Is this this is the next great quarterback wide receiver tandem in NFL history, or not?
Look, I feel like Arizona gets a reputation of they've been down there for so long that nothing they do is going to catch the attention of the average person that does what we do. I mean, let's be really honest. This roster is drastically better than it was 2 years ago.
Yes.
There was a time that I couldn't name you 5 players that played for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, they're really young. And when I say really young, I mean it's hard to find a player that's going to play meaningful snaps that's more than 28 or 29 years old. I also think they're going to be really annoying. The record may not be great. I think they'll be better than they were last year. This is not a 4-13 team, I don't think. Do you?
I don't. No, I do not. I think this is more like a 7-10 scrappy team.
That's about where I am. I mean, you got to remember how annoying this team was at the end of the year. Beating Philadelphia, beating the smoke off Pittsburgh. They hung with San Francisco longer than you want to remember. The game with Chicago wasn't great. And then they had the nail-biter with Seattle at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, look, with Josh Dobbs, they were terrible.
No, when Kyler came back for those last 8 games of the season, they were plucky.
They were 3-5 with Kyler Murray.
They put the fear of God into some teams, and I believe that will be the case again this year. And they'll. I'm not going to say. I almost said luck into some wins, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is like they are going to be right there with some teams, and they're going to snake out some wins. But it's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be enough of a building block, I believe, to make all of the Cardinals fans go, okay, let's just stick with this. We've got another couple of years, and then who knows? If we keep doing the right things, adding the right pieces, continue to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Competently run team, which we haven't ever really been, then maybe there's a shot that we could be relevant in the NFC in 2 years.
Well, I mean, you also have to look at what's happening in that division around you. The Rams have a quarterback that is he's got some years under him.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle doesn't really have a solution at quarterback past this year. I mean, we think Sam Howell will be that solution, but we're not positive of that. And San Francisco's roster has gotten older and more expensive, and they're going to atrophy year over year. If you're Arizona, this is I like the word you used. This is a building block year.
Yeah,
because you need to walk out of this going, we have, Kyler's the quarterback, MHJ's the face of the franchise. Michael Wilson can be a legit 2. Trey McBride's I think, top 6 or 7 tight end in the league. Do we have the pieces on the offensive line, and is the defense getting better?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think they could have done a lot better adding pieces to that defensive line. But they did add pieces, and a lot of them. So if you're throwing things up against the wall to see what sticks, then if you walk out of this feeling like you've got, I'll say 5 of the 8 in a rotation settled,
mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to have money. Without even looking, I know you're going to have money because you don't have hardly anybody that you're paying high-end money to. Kyler, end of message. If you get to 7-10, you're right on track.
Yes. And I think it's well within striking range.
Well, I mean, especially when you look at the schedule.
Yeah.
Because you do have games, obviously the 6 within the division. You also play Washington. You play the Chargers, who I don't think are great. Carolina, New England, Minnesota. I mean, look, for you to have been 4-13 last year, that schedule's still not pretty.
No, it's not.
But you have winnable games.
Well, you have stretches on there that, I mean, if it's going to go sideways and we're going to deal with some bad publicity, I mean, it could.
Let me guess, you're talking from week 5 to week 8 where you go 2 San Francisco, 2 Green Bay, 2 Miami, and you play the Chargers at home.
Well, but before that, I mean, okay, if you were thinking that this might be, they may not roll off some wins and, hit the ground running early in the season. They got to go to Buffalo, then you got the Rams, the Lions. Oh, we got Washington. Okay. And then it's at San Francisco, at Green Bay, Chargers, Miami, Chicago, New York before the bye week. If you're going to be bad, you could have maybe a win, 2 wins out of that first 10 weeks. And then maybe it's just to the point where, the bad Kyler takes over.
Well,
right.
And you looked at that from you looked at that from the glass half empty perspective.
Absolutely.
Now let me do it from the glass half full.
Okay.
You play a Buffalo team with absolutely no weapons early. Yes, it's in Buffalo. I would wager Buffalo fans are even looking at this roster going, I'm not telling you they're not going to show up. I'm just saying I don't think Bills Mafia is going to be quite as intense as they have been in years past. You play the Rams, who have a 900-year-old quarterback. Detroit, I can't put lipstick on that pig. That's going to be ugly for you.
You could get matered.
And Washington, I could easily see a path that they come out of that 2-2. Then you go through that murderer's row stretch that I was talking about, where you play 3 games on the road against teams that are just flat out better than you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that Los Angeles game is as intimidating as you made it sound. Okay. And let's be really honest about the Jets and the Bears. If either one of them was bad, I mean just straight up bad, would it shock you? If the Bears were 6-11, would it shock you?
No.
No.
No, it would not.
If Aaron Rodgers is not upright and the Jets were a slightly better version of what they were last year, would that shock you?
No. Wouldn't shock me, but I still don't know that they could win that game.
I don't think you could score on them.
That's kind of my point.
But even then, you made it sound like you're going to come out of this 1-9. I'm looking at it going, you could be 4-6, and the back end of that schedule is not nearly as daunting.
That's definitely best case scenario.
Oh, no doubt.
Best case scenario is we get 3 or 4 wins in that first 10 weeks. We take the bye week, and then we come out of it, and we roll off some wins here, maybe snake one from Seattle in a division matchup. We get New England, Minnesota, Carolina. The last 2 games are against the Rams and the 49ers, so I don't like your chances of getting wins there. But if you can roll off 4 wins at the end of the season, and then you're sitting there at that 7-10 spot, maybe even 8-8, if the first half goes the way Jeremy was describing. If it goes my way, again, we could be dealing with headache Kyler. That stuff just didn't go away. We haven't talked about it because it hasn't been prominent. Of Kyler's a head case. He's not, the whole he's not studying thing, that he's not a good teammate thing. That's always been there from somewhere. And if you started out a season 2-8, I could see it snowballing out of control. I think they're better than that. But that is not an easy schedule.
Nope.
Especially in the first 10 weeks. So I see a lot of promise for Arizona and what they're trying to build. And now you're ahead of the game, I think, because you have a quarterback that's he's not elite, right? He's not in that top tier. But
he's in the second
terrible.
tier, though.
Right, he's not terrible. He's got a lot of pluses to his game. And now you've just given him what we all feel like will be an elite generational type talent at wide receiver. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald, ring a bell? He took this franchise to a Super Bowl one time.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he had Kurt Warner to help him out and a couple other good players as well, but it's all got to start somewhere, and maybe MHJ is the building block to vault them into, as I said earlier, happier times in the desert. So 7-10, 8-9, best case scenario.
I would say
Arizona
7-10
Cardinals.
is probably best case scenario, but I also think it's very realistic.
Yeah. You're not going to be contending just yet, but maybe you're on your way. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen.
And we're clear.
Thank you. On ESPN Asheville.
Good afternoon, where storms will be scattered around, so if you are moving out and about, you got a better chance of hitting a thunderstorm. So that means you for the commute home person. High close to 90 degrees, scattered storms early tonight, 69. Tuesday, scattered storms midday into the afternoon, once again near 90 degrees, and obviously if it rains, it cools off. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms continues, partial sunshine in between, high 90. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Spectacular savings are happening now at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. You can get a Sleepy's Queen mattress for just $89.99, the lowest price ever. Upgrade, save, and celebrate before it's too late. Offer ends Tuesday. In-store only while supplies last. Restrictions apply.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows opening a small business is a great achievement. They offer custom insurance solutions to fit your needs. Get a quote and find why over 1 million small business owners trust them at thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
At Ingalls, we know that big dreams don't always make it to the big leagues. But we also know that baseball is heart. It's fun. It's family. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio. I'm Tank Spencer. The mullet, he's still holed up in mullet manor. Not turning it loose just yet.
It's getting closer though. We're yes. But only weeks away.
Well, and you know, when you get to work from home and stay home and be in the safe confines of your house, it's probably the best place to be when, I mean, we just live in a really, really awful, terrible world. I mean, when you think about it, some of the things that people are capable of doing to each other, it just blows my mind. And it saddens me every day that I pick up the newspaper, or, well, I haven't picked up a newspaper in years, but when I pick up the internets and I pull up a news source and I see headlines like this. This is from this weekend from USA Today. How police rescued a woman from a ritual killing amid massive Mexican trafficking network. And this is like a story that you would think would come to us from, I don't know, you know, third world country somewhere. I'm not going to point any one out. This was in Brunswick, Georgia. Masked man snatched a woman from a daycare in coastal Georgia, drove her north to a small cemetery, and the story goes on to talk about this harrowing experience that this woman had, and turns out that's where she was headed. Ritual killings and human trafficking in Georgia. Evil exists around every turn, and I'm baffled by it. Absolutely baffled by it. Sorry I went all dark on that one, but geez Louise. I thought this was just stuff that was, we watch stuff like this on the true crime documentaries, and, HBO has all of the shows like the Mind Hunters and the, I'm trying to think of the True Detective shows and all of that.
It's time we bring back Mindhunter, by the way. We've given you plenty of time to figure this out.
It's just crazy that those fantastical stories that wrap us up actually happen in real life sometimes. It's gross. Anyway, what's your light story today?
Mine. And I'm here to save the day on that one because my story is about Steve-O and his boobs. Steve-O I can't really figure out exactly what his platform is at this point.
Yeah.
Have you seen him recently?
I have.
Have you seen his new tattoo?
I have not noticed his new tattoo.
Well, it's hard not to because it's above his eyebrow.
Oh, nice.
And it is of a phallic nature and leads to, you'd have to Google it. There's no physical way for me to say that and somebody not get upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's done a lot of stupid things over the years. He is referred to as a daredevil. I don't think that's correct.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I mean,
all the jackass stunts that he's done. That's daredevil.
See, to me, that the word you just used, that J word, that is how I would describe Steve-O. There's no better word to describe him.
Right.
Well, now he's been batting around this idea for many years, and now he is going to do it for a prank. He has found, quote, the best doctors in the world to give him gorgeous boobs. D-cup implants that he will keep for 2 months for an unspecified stunt that I can only imagine is as stupid as this story is.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Didn't we do this on the Man Show like 25 years ago?
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they give somebody boobs on the Man Show?
Well, I mean, it wasn't through the show. They brought somebody on that had done this same thing.
Ah.
I just, like, at what point do you just go, no, I'm not doing it with you anymore. You used to have the show and you'd hit each other with things and it was funny. Now you're 50, bro. Like, yeah. I mean, there comes a certain time where you got to stop doing stuff like this. I mean, Johnny Knoxville looks like somebody's grandma. Like, stop it.
As long as people are going to keep paying me to do stuff like this, this will be my thing. I am surprised he continues to do stuff like this without the drugs.
Yeah, because he's sober now. That was the other part of this story. I didn't know that.
Yes, he is totally sober now.
Is that better or worse? Because I feel like that's worse.
What, that he's still doing this sober?
Yes.
That was kind of my point. I love a good prank as much as the next person, but I don't see how Steve-O getting boobs for 2 months is really. It doesn't really pique my interest either to see how this ends. Like, I'm so excited to see what this thing is he's cooking.
I think that's I've always said this about comedians who, nobody knows who they are, and they come out of the curtain and they've worked so hard on their act and there's 6 people there. There is nothing more gutting than that. Ask me how I know. I feel like that's where I'm at with Steve-O. Is okay, you're going to do this stunt, and then what's the payoff? 50,000 people like it on Instagram. That juice doesn't quite feel worth the squeeze.
No
pun intended.
No, it really Really does not. Okay. Well, Steve-O's still out here doing stuff. That's good to know. Apparently, he did have Post Malone tattoo a phallic on his face. Which,
I mean, if he ever planned on getting a job, that I feel like would make it much more difficult.
Nobody's hiring Steve-O anyway. I mean, I don't care what he walks in for any regular job. I can't do it. I'm not hiring you. Aren't you the guy who used to staple his things to things? No, I'm not interested.
That's correct.
He got
Bob.
banned. He got banned from South Carolina for that.
Did he really?
Down, yeah. When I was in college, he came down and did a show at the Music Farm in Charleston, South Carolina, and he stapled his man parts to a table. And they went, nope, not in our town. You're never coming back here again. And he got banned.
That does sound like
I
something
think he got
South
banned
Carolina
from
would do.
I think he got banned from the entire state.
That sounds like something South Carolina would do. I lived in South Carolina for a while. All of those, you see old law shows with the lawyer that talks like Foghorn Leghorn? That's basically every lawyer I ever met in the state of South Carolina. They all wear like white suits and the hat, and they declare a lot.
They do declare.
I do declare. I swear to you, I'm not going to say the guy's name. Mm-hmm. I know a lawyer in South Carolina that talks exactly like that. If anybody's ever wondered where that impersonation comes from, that is of a person, of a real person who practices law to this day.
Oh, you're not just doing your best Colonel Rob Parker.
No, that's actually a person. And there is a possibility that we will get that person on camera for Clemson, South Carolina, because he's a booster of South Carolina.
Right.
That would be how
I can't. Ever since the Who Killed WCW documentary aired on Vice, I can't stop watching old historical like WCW footage now.
I'm glad I'm not the only one doing that.
And just watching the old clips of Colonel Rob Parker out there leading Harlem Heat around is so cringe now in 2024.
You can't use that word. Cringe is not a Tank. You're not nearly. You're 80 years old.
What is that? Why is
because
that
you say cringe is a young people word. You leave that one to me and the youngsters. Okay.
Yes.
As soon as a word gets to you, it's not cool anymore. Like you actually just on this show just killed that word.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Which I feel like I should thank you for.
That was a word that was so popular that it was a thing. I thought that was the way we were referring to things.
Oh yeah, 16-year-old kids. Everything is cringe until you just said cringe. That, and now the word cringe is cringe.
Yes. I'm improving the world word by word.
Actually, I mean, if we wanted to eradicate things, we could just have you say them. And that would probably be enough for nobody else to ever say them again ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You said lit one time. That was enough for me to never say that word again. Now people walk into a party, they're like, there's party's lit. Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah, way to go, Tank.
Yeah, go take a nap.
It's like a party foul you have to point out to people when you hear someone use that word.
Nope.
Tank used that word the other day. It's gone. It's ruined.
In the chat, they asked that you start saying Riz, please, immediately.
Riz?
I don't know what that means.
I have no clue. I've never heard that one.
I feel like people that are under 20 years old are just like really broken Mad Libs. And they say things that are nonsensical and they're not even really words. And I won't humor that. Like, no. You speak the language that we all agreed to. All right? There are millions of words. You can use all kinds of them. But that word is not the word that belongs right there.
Riz is an internet slang word defined as style, charm, or attractiveness. The ability to attract a romantic partner.
And let me make this perfectly clear to you. If you use the word Riz, you ain't got none.
Mm-hmm. It's good. I'm just boosting my Riz with my fit and my drip.
There it was.
There it was.
There it was. I knew he was going to do it. I knew all I had to do was poke that bear for long enough. Eventually, he'd growl.
Yep. I don't get it.
You broke three words right there in one sentence.
Yes. Again, improving the American language, which really that's what this is. This is the American language. This is no longer the English language. We've butchered that years ago.
Oh, yeah.
This is now just the American language where we just say halves of words.
I
it's
feel
supposed
like
to stick.
Am I the only person that feels like in Britain that they have TikTok just to go, maybe it's okay that we lost? Like, that's what they did? I think we're good without Riz Drip here, whatever his name is.
The Riz Fit. Stephen Tao says 3-syllable words. They're a little hard for the youths of America.
They do abbreviate a lot of words that don't really need to be abbreviated.
Well, we just, we're trying to make the language as long as our attention spans are. And as the attention span keeps declining generation after generation after generation, I mean, this is why now you just walk into a room of teenagers and you just hear sounds like Riz and bruh.
Bruh.
Ugh.
You can't use that one. I've actually come to like that one.
Speaking of, I gotta check on my degenerates here in the break. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We got a couple more team previews coming your way in the next hour. Sticking with the mobile quarterback theme here, we'll talk about the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Giants.
Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct.
Click.
Sale is going on now. 15% off all cleaning services. Mention ESPN Asheville and you'll get 15% off your next service. Use promo code SUMMERSALE when scheduling online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Doesn't that stuff cause brain damage?
I don't know.
Live from the Ingalls studio.
Because that's just asking the cosmic football gods to punch me in the junum again.
Weekdays after Greenie on ESPN Asheville.
A new federal rule means now through August 31st.
All right, we're back right at the top.
That don't get tax credit subsidies
Stanford.
for lower premiums to lock in real health insurance at lower
There is not a cue to call in this hour.
place, work, or a healthcare ministry. I'm talking to you. Hummingbird Insurance is offering free consultations. No strings attached, no catch. We've worked with them for years. Get the free quote and decide for yourself. Hummingbird Insurance.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Now's the time to get in the driver's seat of your career. Ingalls Markets is looking for new regional drivers to join our Lando Sky Distributors fleet. Begin earning paid time off on your first day. Our drivers average $80,000 per year and they're home every week. Lando Sky offers excellent pay, full benefits, and 401k matching. No experience? Apply for our driver trainee program. Visit inglescareers.com to know more. That's inglescareers.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Good afternoon, where storms will be scattered around, so if you are moving out and about, you better chance to hit thunderstorms. That means you for the commute home person. High close to 90 degrees. Scattered storms early tonight. 69. Tuesday, scattered storms midday into the afternoon. Once again, near 90 degrees, and obviously if it rains, it cools off. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms continues. Partial sunshine in between. High 90. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Spectacular savings are happening now at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. You can get a Sleepy's Queen mattress for just $89.99, the lowest price ever. Upgrade, save, and celebrate before it's too late. Offer ends Tuesday. In-store only while supplies last. Restrictions apply.
WWNC is Western North Carolina's news and information station.
On your radio and on your phone with the free iHeartRadio app.
You'll have the smartest smartphone in town.
News Radio 570 WWNC.
Had a devastating knee injury, tore my ACL, tore my PCL, shredded my medial meniscus, and had an initial surgery. That really didn't hold. Had another follow-up surgery around 8 years later. That didn't work, and I didn't want to undergo another surgical procedure.
Enough with the surgeries. They didn't ease the pain, and recovery was brutal. Carmen heard about another treatment for pain relief, the non-invasive regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
I simply figured, heck, I'm going to pick up the phone and call QC Kinetics, and since I've been treated, my quality of life has dramatically gotten better, and I can't thank QC Kinetics enough.
These are the nation's leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses the body's own healing components to help provide relief and functionality.
10 months ago, I had difficulty walking up and down a flight of steps. Now I can do just about anything I desire. I'm back to the old me.
If you have joint pain, before you consider surgery, call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
ESPN Asheville is WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMFX Waynesville, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
We are back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. We're seen everywhere, live when we're live, and recorded when we're not live, because that's how that works. On YouTube, just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat each and every day. Jeremy Greene, we're still counting down the days until, well, the beginning of the travel season. And the travel season is not, the 70 billion people that were on the roadways for this here July holiday.
Did you see a lot of people on the road for July 4th? Because I did not.
I did not see a whole lot of traffic when I was out on the 4th, but all of the headlines were that this was going to be last Wednesday or something? Wow, last Thursday was like the busiest travel day of the last decade or so. For whatever reason,
I traveled literally all around the city on Thursday.
Yeah,
I never even slowed down. Not one time, and I saw south, east, west, and North Asheville all in the same day.
Nice.
And yes, I did have to think about the four directions right there. It took me a minute.
We drove out to Black Mountain. Didn't see a whole lot of congestion on the roadways. That was for sure. But I think that was because everybody was over at Silverado's at that at the music festival that they had all weekend. Did you hear good reports from that?
I did. I did.
Good. I know that
successful time, and they are planning 2025.
Really? All right. Well, good. I hope that venture continues to pay off for them. That was a whole bunch of.
They do great
3
stuff
days
over there.
Full of music. Man, that was a lot. It was a lot.
I can't imagine undertaking. I don't think people understand the undertaking that actually is.
Oh, I would.
For a festival like that, I mean, look, Todd Lewis is one of my closest friends on this earth. He was the sound guy. He does front of house for Luke Combs. And I have told him before, I DJ'd for a while in my younger times. He will post things on social media that I don't even know what they are. Like, I don't even know what that thing does. Yeah. God bless Corey and the entire team at Silverados. That is, hats off to you for undertaking that.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everybody had a very safe holiday weekend. Hoping that everybody came back with their fingers and such. No big firework accidents. Nobody, having to deal with too much traffic wherever you had to go.
I had to throw away one pair of pants, but other than that, we were solid.
I did see a post from one of the TV stations down in Myrtle Beach that shared a picture of North Myrtle on the morning of July 4th. And you could not pay me to go and get into that mess. It looked like Miami Beach. There were so many people. You could not see sand from all the people that were there on the main strip right there in North Myrtle for the Independence Day holiday. No, thank you. Not interested.
Some Myrtle Beach residents got a little in their feelings about something I posted on social media the other day.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Would you call it Murder Beach?
No, I just said Myrtle Beach was Canton with ocean.
Oh, I saw that. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it's just Canton.
Because there's no lies there.
It's just Candler with an ocean. That's it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the people that got upset about that were the Candler residents that went, "Don't lump us in with them." And the more I thought about it, the more I went, "That's how that should be phrased too."
I mean, there's a reason they call it the Redneck Riviera.
Now, they call it a few other things too that I can't say on this here program, but
it is awful. It's just one of the biggest hellholes.
A three-letter acronym, and it ain't NWO. So,
not a fan. Go to more of a family beach.
I mean, if you want, nope, no good can come from it. We should move on.
I have no idea where that was going. I don't think I want to know.
I spent way too much time in that place when I was younger.
Didn't we all? I mean, that was the place to go. If you were getting away for a senior getaway with your buddies after graduation or whatever, everybody went to Myrtle Beach. Yeah. That was the place to be for young people that wanted to, get a little crazy. I'm not that. I want to go. I want to go somewhere where I'm not going to have to deal with drunk teenagers and just loudness all the time.
So basically,
the last time
you want to go to a place that you don't have to deal with 1,000 me.
Absolutely. I do not want a bunch of mullets running around screaming and hollering in the middle of the night
about their riz or their drip.
Nope. I'm out. Don't need to hear about it. You keep your thoughts to yourself. I don't need it.
Victor Shelton said he once jumped off a hotel room balcony into a pool in Myrtle Beach. I actually think that you have to do that before they'll allow you to claim residency there. Because I, at 300 pounds, have done that more than once.
You have not.
Oh, I 100% have and have witnesses that can attest to it.
Off a balcony into the pool.
100%.
Yikes.
The fact that I didn't maim myself is a million wonders.
No doubt. How many stories were you up?
Oh,
3?
like 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going
anything
off
more than that, you're pushing your luck.
Yeah, I wasn't going off the top of the cage there, mankind.
We were on the 6th floor, and I just went, screw this.
I was on the 17th floor and decided I was good either way. Just, real. No, I didn't do that.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've thought about it, but then I don't have a leap like that. I would just worry about being able to get out far enough where I wouldn't hit the side of the pool.
You'd be worried about shortening it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Tank would be the one guy to jump off these, of which don't do any of these things, children. It's stupid.
Never.
You get to this age and go, how did I not die?
Mm-hmm.
Tank would jump off the second story and get a boo-boo.
No doubt. Broken leg because he couldn't hit the pool. It was 10 feet away.
Tank missed an Olympic-sized swimming pool and hit a deck chair.
Uh-huh. Deck chair didn't survive, just so you know. Sometimes Tank can't even sit in those, and they survive.
Adirondack. So. That is not a fat man's friend.
Adirondack. You like the Adirondack chairs?
Adirondack is actually an old English word for fat man falls through it. I don't know if you knew that. I learned that in an English class.
I did not know that, but that's awesome.
Or I made it up, or I don't remember. It's true, though.
Interesting. So, anyway, the summer is well underway. Having a lot of fun this summer. However, I need my football to come back. Because day by day, I'm just missing it, and then more and more commercials I find for college football 25. That can't get here fast enough.
We are but 8 days away.
Is it just 8 now?
Well, the 16th is the early release date.
Is it? Because I've been seeing people posting that now July 15th is showing up on their televisions, is that it'll be available on the 15th.
If it's available on the 15th, I'm even happier than I was 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. And I've seen, of course, all of the fan pages have people posting in it, and yeah, that seems to be. You should check your account or check your load screen or whatever. Just go into it and see if it's changed for you.
I can do it in the next commercial break.
So that's going to be a lot of fun when the game comes out. However, until then, we just have prognosticating and rosters to go through. And so we'll continue our team-by-team previews right here in the Sportsocracy with the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson stayed healthy for a grand total of 78 minutes last year. Can he beat that? Can he get the high score for his career this year?
Well,
that's the main question.
Look, we had huge reservations about Anthony Richardson, and not the smallest part of it was how are you going to hold up? I mean, because he plays with complete reckless abandon. At least he did at Florida. I didn't see enough of him with Indianapolis. I think he was a victim of some very bad luck. And then he had the season ender. Now, I'm going to say this from a glass half full perspective. If there's any quarterback that could have, in his first year, played a grand total of, I'm going to say it was 150 snaps. I think the actual number is like 173. It would have been him. Because you being on an NFL sideline, just figuring out the game, that's not a negative. Because, look, I'm going to be as nice about this as I can be. The 4 games that he actually played, I'm going to steal a Bobby Bowden line. He was dadgum terrible for most of it. Yeah, he can make some plays with his feet. That will get you a couple of wins. At this point, it's almost more surprising when you get a guy that can't make plays with his feet. And I get Anthony Richardson is bigger and faster than the vast majority of quarterbacks in this league. We still don't have an answer to, can you throw yes or no? I mean, he still completed 59% of his passes last year. That's not good. I mean, we're at a point, it's anything below 67 is, ugh. You're almost 8 full percentage points away from that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he played 2 full games.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to believe that, or it's hard for me to invest myself in Anthony Richardson as a player and to go out and say, oh, this is going to be a leap forward year.
Well, I mean, now you're also bearing the lead about those 2 games he played. Do you know what those 2 games have in common?
They lost.
They lost them both.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 games he got knocked out of, they won them both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's just a coincidence, though.
The 2 games that, well, I guess the first game that he completed, 26 was his QBR.
Yes, that was against Jacksonville.
The other game he completed, it was a 63, so that's not terrible.
It was a 63. He was 11 of 25.
Yeah, but
I feel like you're burying the lead on that.
He also had 56 rushing yards in that.
Woo.
So, and got hurt.
Woo. Yeah, he was 11 of 25 for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Against a Rams team early in the season that defensively was absolutely awful. Look, I like this roster 2 to 53. I think Anthony Richardson might be the biggest question mark in the NFL. Can you name me one bigger?
A bigger question mark?
Somebody that you have genuinely no idea what you're going to get.
Nah, not bigger than that. I mean, no, I don't have. I was really trying to pull one, but I could not. Because I feel like I know more because I have more to go on with the other question marks that I have. Aiden O'Connell, not as big of a question mark to me as Anthony Richardson.
Well, Aiden O'Connell's not because there's you have Gardner Minshew to turn to if things go sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Aiden O'Connell has been as good as he is being made out to be, and he starts for the Raiders. A, I think that's a mistake. B, I don't really believe it. But let's just say it's the case. If he comes out 4 games in and is terrible, okay, here comes Gardner because I'm not invested in you.
Yep.
Anthony Richardson comes out and absolutely stinks on ice. What happens now?
You going to turn that over to Joe Flacco?
No shot.
I don't think you're doing it.
No shot. You're invested in this kid. And you start this year with the Texans, at the Packers, the Bears, and the Steelers. Do you know what all 4 of those teams have in common?
What's that?
There's a lot of damn talent on those defenses.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of edge rushers that are going to get to you in a hurry. And I'll level with you. I'm not sure I see a path they win any of the 4 of those games. And 3 of them are at home. Then you go on the road for 2 with the Jaguars and Titans. I think both of those are winnable. And you go Dolphins at the Texans. Yes, the back end of this schedule is just marshmallow fluff soft. You could already be in a considerable predicament by then. Because you come out of that Texans game, and this goes the way I think it's going to, and you're sitting at 2-6 or 3-5, we got a problem. Because that's not a 3-5 roster. That roster is considerably better than that, but I'm not sure you have a quarterback.
Yeah. How much better would you feel about this team if they had Gardner Minshew? I mean, do you feel like even at Gardner Minshew was a step up over Anthony Richardson?
Yes. I don't even think it was all that close.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner Minshew almost took this team to the playoffs.
That he did.
I mean, just do me a favor. And yes, I get it was a small sample size. Name me the statistical category where in 4 games Anthony Richardson was better than Gardner Minshew. Oh, he ran for more yards. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much that was? It was 39 yards a game. That's this dynamic, game-breaking rusher. 39 yards a game.
Yeah, but he ran for 4 touchdowns. Wasn't it 4?
It was 4. 2 of those, I believe, were from the 1-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I just okay, so you've got glorified Jalen Hurts that can get you in from the 1. To me, Anthony Richardson has been, and will be less accurate Cam Newton. I don't think you've had to listen to this show all that long to know my feelings on Cam Newton.
Right.
Without a doubt, the most overrated player of my lifetime. And I think that's your high side.
Mm-hmm.
You should be striving to get him to Cam Newton. And not even that one MVP year. The rest of the career that everybody seems to forget about. That's your goal. You asked me how much difference there is between Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson. With Gardner, I would think they were a borderline playoff team. 9-8, 10-7 like they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
With Anthony Richardson, if they get to 7 wins, I think you should be real happy. And that's with a last 7 weeks of the season that are softer than the contents of a toddler's Pampers.
The last 7 weeks, you said?
Let's see. In the last 7 weeks, they play.
They got 5.
Well, in the last 7 weeks, okay, it was actually 6 because there's a bye week in there. It's New England, Denver, Tennessee, the Giants, and Jacksonville. That's the worst schedule you could possibly play in the NFL.
I would agree with that. If you can,
I was also doing
serve,
math incorrectly. Who's shocked?
If you can hold serve, make some surprise wins here and there throughout that first portion of the season, then you might have an outside chance.
Who are those surprise
to
wins?
make the playoffs?
All right, let me.
I have no idea.
If I just roll over and give you all 5 of those last handful of games, of which I don't think Jacksonville or Tennessee is a layup, and you play the other 3 on the road. So let me just say I give you those. Get me to 10 wins.
Could they beat Buffalo?
No. That secondary against Josh Allen.
Okay. I thought you liked that secondary, though.
Let's give you Buffalo. You're at 6. You're at 6, and I'm already looking. I'm giving you the side eye on 2 of them.
We'll take Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota, which I don't love, but I'll give you that one.
At Tennessee.
I'm not giving you Tennessee twice.
You're not giving me twice.
I'm not. That defense is too good.
Yeah.
That secondary against a guy who couldn't hit the broadside of the ocean. I'll give it to you once. I'm not giving it to you twice.
Okay.
But this is where I got is I'm at 7 wins, and I am being so rose-colored glasses that it is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I can't find another win.
No, because you give everybody else the advantage in all those other games. So they going into Green Bay in week 2 and winning that game.
Good Lord,
you got
no.
Chicago early in the season, Pittsburgh, Houston. Obviously, we're chalking up that they're going to get swept by the Texans.
Mm-hmm. And you playing both early too, which didn't do you any favors.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins in there as well, and no advantage really there because you're playing that game at home, and that's a really fast team on turf.
As I've been doing my prep for the Scott Fishbowl draft this weekend, there is no player that I can more guarantee you I will have on 0 teams than Anthony Richardson.
Yep. Nope. I'm probably not getting there either.
In a super flex right now, where do you think he's going?
Oh, 4th round?
7 overall.
Excuse me?
7 overall. He's QB 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And by the way, I wouldn't have taken him where you just said.
In the 4th round?
I wouldn't take him there.
7 overall. I mean, that's the rushing stats, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fantasy benefit of having a quarterback that will jump into the end zone.
39 yards a week.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it one more time, just in case nobody's grasping onto this. 39 yards a week.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Ah, the sweet feelings of summer. The kiss of warm.
You're clear.
Thank you. You want to just go into crimes here, and then we'll take a break and do the Giants closeout?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry. You have Off Clean Feel, fragrance-free mosquito repellent that feels good on skin. So even mosquitoes can't ruin those sweet feelings of summer. Off Clean Feel. Prevention is the best protection from mosquitoes.
2 guys, 5 rings.
Yes.
One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game.
As Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
I have no association with the nation of France.
But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app. Search 2 Guys, 5 Rings and start listening.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: Attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box. It is the Sportsocracy, and it's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Greene.
Don't do crimes!
Yeah, we had crimes over the weekend being done. I'd usually like to bring you, funny stories here, but I'm gonna have another serious one here. Today's just a serious day. Crimes were done over the weekend, and an absolutely tragic ending to the life of 3 football players. This happened up in Maryland, where Minnesota Vikings rookie cornerback Kyrie Jackson, also 2 other football players, or former football players, Isaiah Hazel, who once played at Maryland and at Charlotte, and also Anthony Lighton Jr. All 3 were riding in a car the other night in Maryland, 3:14 a.m., and somebody ran them off the road. The investigation is still ongoing as to the condition of the driver in the car that caused the crash. An Infiniti Q50 was attempting to change lanes at a high rate of speed. They hit the Dodge Charger that the 3 guys were in. It left the road, hit multiple tree stumps. Jackson and Hazel were pronounced dead at the scene. Lighton was transported to a hospital before being pronounced dead by hospital personnel. Neither the driver of the Infiniti Q50 nor her 2 passengers or the driver of the 3rd vehicle were injured. Investigators believe that alcohol may have played a role in the crash. Kyrie Jackson, who was taken in the 4th round of the 2024 NFL Draft, dead at the age of 24.
That kid was going to be an absolute star, too.
Oh, absolutely.
I had a lot of conversations about him over the course of the draft process, and he was definitely a player that he was on the Amon-Ra St. Brown team.
Yeah, I remember that.
I really like that kid, and it's just such an unfortunate story.
But we always talk about this when athletes and such get busted for drunk driving. It doesn't just go for athletes. It's super affordable, and it's more convenient than it's ever been to not drive while you're impaired. You never know whose life you could ruin with one wrong turn. And it's a position that I feel for you. I really do. I mean, you're going to have to live with the consequences of your action here, knowing that you took 3 young men out of this world with a stupid night of drinking and joyriding on a Maryland highway.
Well, I mean, we don't know any.
You've made your bed.
None of the details have come out, so
You've made your bed. Now you have to lie in it.
There is no way to transition from what you just said to the story that I'm going to tell. Thank you for the seriousness of your stories today.
You're so welcome.
My story comes from Pittsburgh. It's about a man whose name we originally thought was Michael Fisher. He commandeered a boat. He was drinking and decided that he was going to steal a yacht out of the marina and take it down the Allegheny River. There's only one problem. He didn't know how to start the boat. 82-foot yacht. He hopped on it, took the anchor, all those things, but he couldn't start it, so he just floated down the river. Obviously, not hard to catch an 82-foot boat that's not actually jet propelled. So, river rescue arrested him not far. And then this is where the story takes an even stranger turn. When they got him back to the police department, they figured out that this man was not Michael Fisher. He had stolen the identity of a homeless man, and his name was actually Michael Bonnewell. And he was wanted in Minnesota over a probation violation for drug and theft charges. So they go in, they find liquor bottles and snacks all over the boat. They believe there was another person involved, but they asked him why he wanted to. Why do you want to steal the boat? Mm-hmm. What do you think his answer was, Tank? What's the stupidest thing a person could say right here? And I mean, you got to dig real deep for how stupid this actually is.
Oh goodness! Wanted to impress a girl. I don't know.
Do you know where the Allegheny River is?
Not off the top of my head.
That's in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
According to court paperwork, he said, I took the boat because I wanted to meet some Pittsburgh pirates. That's not a joke. It's actually in the court paperwork.
Some Pittsburgh pirates.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if he was being funny. I don't know if he actually thought the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team was out patrolling the Allegheny River. I don't know.
Maybe one of the boats was owned by a Pittsburgh Pirate, and
maybe that's also possible.
He really wanted to meet Paul Skeens, and he thought this might be Paul's boat.
But for me, it's a lot funnier to think that he's actually in the middle of the Allegheny River, thinking he's going full Pittsburgh Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that. I mean, look, I don't know much about the Allegheny River. I mean, is there a lot of yacht traffic on the Allegheny?
There is in this particular marina.
Okay. All right, I guess. All right.
In the court paperwork, and I don't. The owner of the boat is in the story, but I have absolutely no idea who he is. But doesn't know if he was. Run? Oh, actually, his name was Michael Jennison. Man, there's a lot of Michaels in this story.
Michael Jennison.
I don't know who he is, but he's got an 82-foot boat, so he's obviously doing pretty well.
He's the CEO of Jennison Corporation in Carnegie. He uses the yacht for corporate functions and family affairs. They had a cruise scheduled for Friday night. That was obviously canceled.
Jennison Incorporated. I use their services often.
Aha. Yes, indeed.
I just have no idea what that company
is. Does the Allegheny River, I mean, obviously all bodies of water or all rivers lead to the ocean somewhere, but I mean, you take the Allegheny River from Pittsburgh to the Atlantic Ocean? Seems like a long way.
Yeah, that's not where he was headed. I feel reasonably sure of that.
Although
he did think he was going to meet a Pittsburgh Pirate. So
I wanted to go to the Bahamas. Well, that's too bad. You're in Pittsburgh. You can't get there from here.
Hard to get to England in a rowboat there, Scooter.
Yes, indeed. All right. I think we've officially killed that segment for today. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll take our bottom of the hour break. When we come back from the break, we'll talk about the team that is on everybody's tongues for the 2024 NFL season. It's the team that could, I can't. I was trying to build it up, but I really can't. We'll make the best situation we possibly can out of the trash heap that is the New York Giants coming up after the break.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Good afternoon.
And we're clear.
So if you are moving out and about, you got a better chance of hitting a thunderstorm. So that means you for the commute home person. High close to 90 degrees. Scattered storms early tonight. 69. Tuesday, scattered storms midday into the afternoon. Once again, near 90 degrees. And obviously, if it rains, it cools off. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms continues. Partial sunshine in between. High 90. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Upgrade your hot rod or muscle car with parts from Summit Racing. And right now, shop summitracing.com and use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Summitracing.com. Exclusions apply. Offer ends July 21st, 2024.
Woody and Wilcox. That's my favorite thing about bowling alleys is the little blower that helps you dry the sweaty hands.
No offense, you are out of shape if you're sweating while you're bowling.
I'm sweating just doing this. Rock 105.1, Asheville's real rock.
I knew there had to be a better way to get relief from joint pain aside from surgery and harmful medications.
That's football legend and dancing champ Emmitt Smith, who knows a thing or two about joint pain.
Turns out I was right. It's called QC Kinetics, and now tens of thousands of patients and counting all across the country, they're feeling amazing. They say, hey, Emmitt, you were right.
QC Kinetics zeroed in on a technology that is revolutionizing pain treatment. They are transforming patients' lives. The largest provider of non-surgical regenerative treatments using natural healing properties to help restore and repair aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs. Call them today for your free consultation.
QC Kinetics. I knew there had to be a better way. I love it when I'm right.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com, your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Now's the time to get in the driver's seat of your career. Ingalls Markets is looking for new regional drivers to join our Lando Sky Distributors fleet. Begin earning paid time off on your first day. Our drivers average $80,000 per year and they're home every week. Lando Sky offers excellent pay, full benefits, and 401k matching. No experience? Apply for our driver trainee program. Visit inglescareers.com to know more. That's inglescareers.com.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cott?
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. I'm Tank Spencer, live in the Ingalls studio. Jeremy, still holed up at Mullet Manor as we preview the 2024 NFL season team by team. We've already worked our way through most of the league here. I think we're up to 20 teams with today's little batch here, maybe. Oh no, we're up to like 28. We're almost done with this thing.
We got one more set tomorrow. We'll have some fantasy football stuff later in the week, getting ready for the Scott Fish Bowl. But we have gotten to a team that is bad, and not Denise Richards, not Carmen Electra bad. We're talking like Gary Busey bad.
Like BADD.
No, there's no double D. There's
No
a
double D.
low B at best. Not bad, but bad.
The New York Football Giants. Man, has there ever been a more disappointing turn of a head coach than Brian Daboll?
Did he have a chance?
No.
Did he have even a vague chance?
No. We thought he did. When he snuck into the playoffs first year in, we were like, maybe. And then second year went so horribly. And now third year, you're going to get fired. I see no other end to this than this will be Brian Daboll's last year in New York.
All right, I want to play a fun game.
Okay.
Name me a team, any team, that you think is really good.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. Now, name me a player that's not on a rookie deal that plays for the New York Giants that would start for the Cincinnati Bengals. And just to be clear, that means I just took away Andrew Thomas. I took away Malik Neighbors. I took away Kayvon Thibodeau. You basically have two
Dexter
that make
Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns. That's it. That is it. There's not another. And I'll be honest with you, most of these guys wouldn't even play snaps. I'm talking about relegated to special teams duty. This roster is genuinely horror awful. I don't know that I have ever seen a roster this bad that was this old. Devin Singletary is an older guy in NFL years, in running back years. Daniel Jones is on the second deal. Darius Slayton's on the second deal. Jermaine Illuminor, John Runyon. Who in the world thought John Runyon was worth a second deal to start? I've never seen a more desperate Hail Mary in all of my life from a front office that knew they were absolutely dead men walking. This will be a complete gut job in 6 months. I'm talking nobody left. GM gone, director of player personnel gone, head coach gone, all of the staff gone. Probably 75% of this roster gone.
Yes.
I've seen expansion teams better than this. Literally.
And there's no Houston Texans turnaround in sight here. There's none of that because you don't have a quarterback that anybody believes in any fashion.
What are the New York Giants even passable at? What can you do to even a passable level? I think there is probably one answer.
I don't really know what it is.
Rush the passer.
What? Rush the passer?
Between Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau.
Okay.
You should, and Isaiah Simmons that basically they just used as a human missile for the vast majority of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should be able to do that. You will get bled like a catfish with teams that can run. The Philadelphia Eagles will beat them 35-0.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. And then you look at the schedule. Don't get ahead of me. You start with Minnesota and Washington. Okay, those are two winnable games. One of them's on the road, and I don't think you will beat Washington and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you start 1-0. Find me your next win.
Week 9, Week 10.
The Carolina
Washington
Panthers will
Carolina.
kick your guts in.
Really?
No doubt in my mind. Name me a position group where Carolina is not considerably better than the New York Giants, and I'll give you pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Next. I'm better at quarterback. I'm exponentially better at running back. My wide receivers are better. The offensive line is 10 times better. You have the best one. I have the next 5.
Right.
I don't see it. I literally look at the New York Giants and go, if this team is better than 2-15, Brian Daboll should get an extension.
But that's not how it works.
No.
There's no progress to be taken from that. Just because you are able to win a couple of games, it's not going to help you keep your job, despite the fact that you have a roster that should probably go 0-17.
Oh, if you told me the Giants went winless, it wouldn't surprise me in the least.
It wouldn't me either.
It would not surprise me because, I mean, you go through – they
Look
go
at
a
that
full
secondary.
2 months where I would bet my house they don't win a game.
Right. I'm just looking at the depth chart, and the secondary is Deontay Banks, Trey Herndon, and Cordell Flott. You play a good quarterback. You play a mediocre quarterback. Hell, Gardner Minshew would tear that up.
Well, I mean, Drew Phillips is going to play. I'm assuming you're looking at the ESPN depth chart, which is
I am.
It's a guess. Drew Phillips will play. I think he will start. Probably. Don't quote me on this, but I think he will start over Trey Herndon to begin with. I could be wrong on that. They may not be planning on playing him on the inside. He's just a little short. It's brutal. I mean, brutally bad. And you're so young. Like every player I come to that I go, well, I like him, rookie. Tyler Nubin, rookie. John Michael Schmitz, second-year guy, and he was awful last year. Malik Neighbors, rookie. Deontay Banks, second year. Kayvon Thibodeau, third year? Second year? Third year?
Third year. I believe that's right.
It's a young, bad team. Now, a year from now, you're going to go hard reset. You're probably going to have your choice of quarterbacks because, frankly, I don't see a way that they don't pick number one. I don't see it.
I don't either. There's not a team that rivals them for that spot, at least on paper. They should win comfortably the number one pick next year.
I would think so. And then you'll have the opportunity to go into a quarterback draft that's going to have, 10 prospects that somebody might believe in, and I highly doubt there's going to be a consensus on anything.
Well, the number one thing is quarterback.
Well, I mean, I understand.
And
what I'm saying is that you're going to have Quinn Ewers, Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck, Jackson Dart if things go the way I think they're going to go. I mean, you could go 5 deep and not have a guy that would have gone in the top 5 of this draft. In a quarterback class that I didn't even like all that much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're going to have to pick your next franchise stalwart from.
Nobody will be watching the – well, actually, here's the thing. Who's watching for the quarterbacks? Who's watching for the quarterbacks? Because ain't nobody going to be around. I mean, is Joe Shane – is he still sticking around?
I would say no.
And he's relatively new. Like, he's only been there 2 years? Did he come in with Daboll?
He came in with Daboll.
Yeah. So,
I mean, and look, if you want to go down that path, the only thing that I can't, I mean, because this is his year 3. I don't see how you look at this draft record and go, yeah, that's good. And then that's not even putting into effect the fact that he has spent free agent dollars in a way that makes absolutely no sense. He doesn't have a free agent signing that makes a drop of sense to me. The only acquisition he's got that I really go, okay, is Brian Burns, and you overpaid there. Yes, Carolina Panther fans, it was an overpay.
Yep.
Well, the Rams offered 2 first-round picks. Well, you didn't take it, and then they sobered up. So
right.
that was never coming from anybody.
Right. You waited too long to pull the trigger on that deal. Nobody else was coming with that offer again.
Nope.
I think, I never like the revolving door, but it's been so bad that maybe you do. Maybe you just have to completely clean house. I mean, I think the Daniel Jones decision, to me, the opting for Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley will never leave my head for either of those guys. For GM, head coach, everybody was involved in that decision, I have to imagine. And the fact that you prioritize Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley, you deserve what you get.
I'm not sure how you would have prioritized Daniel Jones over Charles Barkley. I mean, I don't get it. I will never understand. I hope every NFL team watches what is happening with the New York Giants, because I have said these things for years. You pay a mediocre mid-tier quarterback like he's a star, and it has never worked. Not one time ever. I have a little bit of fear of that with Jalen Hurts. I have a lot of fear of that with Tua Tagovailoa. And for me, I'll just walk away. Mm-hmm. I'll walk away for nothing before I give another deal this bad, because just look what it's done to the roster. This is a playoff team 2 years ago. I'm not sure they could make the college football playoff right now. And I'm obviously being hyperbolic there, but
problem is what if one of those names becomes available somehow, some way.
Some other dumb team will go, let me give him $60 million.
I can totally see New York doing it.
It wouldn't shock me in the least.
No. Let's go get Dak Prescott, and we'll take
Travis Hunter.
Whatever. Travis Hunter. There you go. Take Travis Hunter at the top of the draft. He'll play for Cordell Flott. We can replace him.
Well, I mean, Cordell Flott needs to go eat 58 cheeseburgers every day for the next 2 years.
And then you give me Dak Prescott as my quarterback. That's totally a move that I could see New York making in desperation.
Well, I mean, and the bad thing is the Giants are the most pitiful franchise that has a couple storied moments. I mean, look, I know that they're considered a stalwart franchise, and do you know how many times they've won 10 games in the last 15 years?
Twice.
It's twice, and they won a Super Bowl in one of the years that they didn't.
Yep.
You can go back even further than that, back to 94. They've only done it 8 times. That's in 30 years. You have way more 4-12, 4-13, 5-11, 3-13, 6-10, 6-10, 7-9. I'm doing these in order. This is a bad franchise. It's been a bad franchise for a long time. You've been to the playoffs 2 times in 12 years. 2 times. And one of the funniest things to me is listening to Giants fans talk to, because I'm a Jets fan. Listening to Giants fans tell me how much better they are than the Jets. Other than Super Bowls, and you're right, you do have 4 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I could make the argument that you're way closer to the Cleveland Browns than what you think you are. And it starts from the top down. I have always thought the love of John Mara and the Mara family and how smart they are and how they do everything the right way. No, they don't. No, they don't. You got a handful of rings, and it really makes people forget about how bad this has largely been.
Mm-hmm. Who's the better franchise over the last 20 years? The New York Giants or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? If you stack those two up, I feel like you'd probably be pretty even.
I would say the Bucs.
I feel like the records would be pretty even. They both got a couple of Super Bowls. But the Bucs have been to the playoffs, 4 times in the last 4 years?
I would say it's the Bucs.
Is that a gut check for New York Giants fans? Because as you were talking, I was thinking about, holy cow, this sounds a lot like Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like Tampa Bay that got hot twice, won 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years. Other than that, had a lot of 4-win seasons in there. Of course, we'd have had quite a little run in the last couple of years, at least winning the division and making to the playoffs. Something that the New York Giants just absolutely wish that they could have a piece of right now. But the problem is you have the worst roster in the league, and you're staring up at every other team in your division, and you have no future, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad place to be. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Back with you tomorrow right here, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400, and on the YouTubes at noon. We will see you then.
In this week's Marketers Report,
and we're clear.
Thank you. Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If you're a medical professional, business owner, higher income, or self-employed, a new federal rule means now through August 31st is the last chance for people that don't get tax credit subsidies for lower premiums to lock in real health insurance at lower rates for up to 3 years. If you have marketplace, work, or healthcare ministry insurance, I'm talking to you. Hummingbird Insurance is offering free consults for quotes. There's no catch or strings. Get the free quote and decide. Hummingbird Insurance.
Hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
At Ingalls, we know that big dreams don't always make it to the big leagues. But we also know that baseball, it's family. It's about building character. And as sure as there'll be some stumbles on that journey from first to home, we'll be right there, cheering you on.